Well, that was fucking dreadful.
What is up, guys? Welcome back to the channel, and today we are once again taking a look at England in the Euros. Our second group game, of course, came and went this evening against Denmark, and it was another really underwhelming, really poor, really lacklustre performance from England, and a really debilitating one, a really infuriating one. I come away from this game feeling so deflated. It was a really poor performance from us, and it was just barely any positives to come from it. You know, the only positive is we didn't lose. Denmark were the far better side and looked more likely to win the game, and again, exactly like in the opening game when we took the lead early on, we got a great start, put ourselves into a fantastic position. It's almost like then England freeze. And in exactly the same manner as against Serbia, it happened here tonight. The difference was we were punished and we didn't get away with the 3 points. We dropped up after we scored and put in a really poor, lifeless performance. You know, it was lethargic, it was lifeless, it was ponderous, it was slow, it was tepid. The players looked like absolute strangers out there, and they looked exhausted too. They looked really off it. Denmark were much quicker, much sharper. They were to every second ball before an England player was, and in possession we were so sloppy. It was unacceptable, really, you know, given the unbelievable talent at Gareth Southgate's disposal. The performance was quite shocking, and the tactics are quite shocking, and the approach, and found myself, after we scored, questioning, like, what is causing this? Is it mentality? You know, is it that when we do go ahead, our instant first thought is, oh crap, we're ahead, we need to defend this lead now? When a team with the attacking talent that we have, we are blessed with some unbelievable players going forward, arguably the best in the world, and Gareth Southgate is getting not even a fraction out of these players. You know, Harry Kane was, barring his goal, absolutely anonymous. Jude Bellingham, after such a great start to the tournament, I don't recall a single thing he did out there. I thought the midfield was extremely poor. Everyone was, you know, in possession they were getting caught, the passes were loose, they were a yard in front, a yard behind. We just didn't look like a cohesive unit out there. You sat there thinking, what's the plan here? And I couldn't figure what the plan was. I couldn't see what we were trying to do. You know, we were, especially after we scored, we were so deep as well. And that's what really frustrates me, because Harry Kane comes so deep to retrieve the ball, and there's no one running in behind. There's no one trying to get up the pitch who he can turn and pick out, because he's got such a great range of passing. But he's coming deep, picking up the ball, and there's absolutely no one in front of him. So instantly, we're trying to fight our way to the halfway line, and we're losing possession, and the ball's coming straight back at us. I don't get it. I don't get what this team is trying to do. You know, you'd think we're going up against a back five. They've got Yannick Vestergaard in there, for Christ's sake, who has the turning circle of a bus. You'd think you'd want to get as much pace in behind that defence as possible. Get in behind them. All we did was play in front of them. We just passed the ball in front of them. And that in itself is easy to defend, but we were so slow with the ball and so lacklustre. They were pressing us with ease and nicking it off us before we'd even decided what we were going to do with it. So, yeah, overall, I've come away really frustrated from this game, and I think we need to be grateful that we beat Serbia in the end, because if we hadn't, we'd be in a really worrying situation. We're lucky the other games in the group have been draws, and that we still pretty much have 1 foot in the knockouts, barring some crazy results go against us in the last game. But we are far from convincing right now, and there is obviously the argument that, you know, good teams go into the tournament, and I was fully behind that narrative after the opening game. I mean, you expect progress, you expect to see a team grow into it, but this was a step backwards from the opening game. And I think, it's clear as day. A better side, and this is no disrespect to Denmark, who deserve immense credit for how they defended, how they pressed. They were brilliant in this game. But if England play like this, up against a half-decent side, in the knockouts, we're going home. We're going straight home. The only thing coming home is the flipping squad. We should be putting another team to the sword here. We should be going into the third game 6 points from 6, giving ourselves the ability to rest our best players who, let's be honest, half the team look knackered at this point already. And we should be allowing ourselves to refuel and get ready for the last 16. But as it happens, we've allowed this lead to slip. We've not took advantage of our advantage when we've had it. And once again, we've allowed a team back in, and now we've got a bit of pressure on the final group game. And I don't think it's just pressure to get into the last 16, because again, I think 4 points has normally been enough, and we've got 4 points already. But pressure to just be better. I come back to it. You've got some of the best players in the world in their positions in this team. Jude Bellingham, Harry Kane, Saka, Foden. And they're just not getting used in the correct way. Southgate is not getting anywhere near what he should be out of them. And quite frankly, they're being wasted. So, I don't know what we do. I think down the right-hand side we're good with Walker and Saka. I think they offer really good width and pace. But the left's a problem. I think Kieran Trippier offers us nothing offensively. So we need to hope and pray Luke Shaw gets fit quick. And that gives us a left footer on the left with hopefully a little bit of pace going down the left-hand side who can overlap Foden, who naturally is going to cut inside. But arguably, Phil Foden was our best player. He was the only one who looked like he was trying to make something happen in that first half. Of course, he hit the post, which could have gone in and won us the game. But yeah, he was the only one who really seemed lively. I was quite shocked at how poor Bellingham was. It was almost like he was carrying an injury. He just was anonymous completely. And I guess the biggest part of the team that was malfunctioning was the midfield. The midfield was absolutely terrible. At no point did we have any sort of control over the midfield or control over the game full stop. I thought Declan Rice had an absolute shocker. And although Alexander-Arnold created the most opportunities, there weren't many, I am starting to look at that position alongside Rice, and I'm starting to think that I think the benefits or the pros of having Trent in there don't outweigh the cons. And I think it's a good experiment, but I don't think it's benefiting the team. So I think we maybe need to look at a Gallagher in there. Or Adam Wharton. Give Adam Wharton a chance against Slovenia. Someone who's a bit more composed on the ball, because we had no composure at all. It was a shocking performance, really. And, there's barely anyone who comes out with credit. Pickford made saves, I guess, when he was called upon. Saka looked lively down the right-hand side. Foden was better. But that's it. Barring Kane's goal, he had one touch in the opposition box. He also looks very, very leggy. Watkins come on and made such a difference. And I think, other than him, the subs were all right. But this was a really poor performance from England. And I don't think it's anything to get ultra concerned in terms of the group. I still think we'll get through, but this England team looks a world away from going deep into the tournament, and considering we were one of the favourites, it seems quite laughable at this point. And this has been a fantastic tournament with some really, really enjoyable games, and our 2 games have been arguably 2 of the dullest in the entire tournament, which says a lot. And I repeat, given the players we have, it's criminal, really, that we are playing as badly as we are, especially in possession. So, thank God we beat Serbia. That's all I'm going to say. Improvements massively needed. We need a solid win in the final game, where I think we need to put a few past Slovenia, gain a bit of confidence. We need to look more fluid. I think he needs to make changes. I think he needs to, if we do bring Luke Shaw in, if he's fit, he's got to play, I think it'd be a good game for him to come back. The midfield's got to change, and as much as I thought Foden was better, you either have to have him or Bellingham as the 10. Maybe you drop Bellingham into the midfield at this point and play Foden as the 10, and you bring Anthony Gordon in or Cole Palmer, who still hasn't had a minute yet in this tournament. So the options are there for Southgate. He's just not using them in the correct way. And yeah, one of the best attacking, creative and skillful England teams that we've seen is just getting completely misused at the moment. So yeah, fingers crossed things pick up, because so far I think it's safe to say a half decent team puts this England side away. So fingers crossed we can really put a solid one in this final group game, just to give us some degree of momentum going into the knockouts, because at that point it gets serious, and I don't have much confidence in this England team in the knockouts against a very good side at this moment. So yeah, it's also worth noting that we need to win this group, because I feel like if we don't, we play the winners of Group A or B, I can't recall, but I think Germany, who are going to win that group, play either second or third in our group. So by not winning the group could prove to be critical for us if we want to get through, because at the minute, if we do end up playing Germany in the last 16, there's not a cat in hell's chance we get past them. So a big game coming up, and pressure we didn't need, but we've put ourselves in this position, and it's safe to say the nation needs something from this England team to give us a bit of belief and a bit of hope, because that performance sapped a lot of it out of me, and I thought it was quite unacceptable, all things considered. So let me know your thoughts in the comment section below on that England performance. We edged the XG, but only by a small amount. Denmark had more shots than we did. They had more accurate passes than we did. We were outpassed by Denmark, who had higher percentage of passing too, which again, looking at the talent in our team, it's just unacceptable. So Gareth Southgate, you need to find the answer, and you need to find it quickly, because I don't think we come into this tournament knowing our best 11, and I think we're even further away now than we were after the last game to knowing our best 11. So fingers crossed he gets it right in time for Tuesday. But let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Hit a like on this video and subscribe for much more. We'll be reviewing every England game throughout the Euros, depending on how long it lasts. And of course, bringing much more other football and gaming content to the channel. But until next time, do take care, guys. Yeah, work to do.